Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. We are now entering in the month of Muharram. The month of Muharram has its great importance because it's the first month of the Islamic calendar. Islamic calendar was adopted during the times of Khalifa Umar radiallahu anhu. And during his times, there was a need to write letters to different places, and those letters need to be dated for documentation purpose. As a result, this system was introduced, and there was a long debate that took place as to when should be the starting point, and it was decided that the starting point of the Islamic calendar will be the year of the Hijrah. That's why we have been counting so many years after the Hijri years. Now today our focus is Ahl al-Bayt. So I wanted to emphasize is Ahl al-Bayt's love is not just in the month of Muharram that you remember Ahl al-Bayt. It is not just Imam Hussein that you remember Ahl al-Bayt, because the family of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam includes all of his children, includes all of his wives, includes all of his offsprings. So it is not just limited to Sayyidina Imam Hussein radiallahu anhu. It is also inclusive of everybody that I mentioned. And the love of the Ahl al-Bayt is very important in the life of a believer. And the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, as reported by Zayd ibn Arqam radiallahu anhu, that Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, "Inni tarikun fikum ma in tamassaktum bihi lan tadillu ba'di." I am leaving behind two things that if you grab onto them, you will never go astray. You will never lose the path, the right path. What are those? One of them is أعظم من الآخر, is of a higher superlative degree than the other, or is a greater deal than the other. One of them is Kitabullah, the book of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, which is Quran al-Hakim. حبل ممدود من السماء إلى الأرض. And the second one is وعترتي, and my itra, my family, my Ahl al-Bayt. And Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, both of these things are not like two separate things, rather they are very connected. And the Prophet ﷺ said that they will not going to be separated from each other until they both meet me on the Hawd al-Kawthar. After everybody is done with their good deeds and bad deeds decision making, so before they enter the Jannah, they will be at the Hawd of Kawthar, which will be specifically given to Prophet ﷺ, and all the believers from the Ummah of the Prophet ﷺ who will be about to enter the Jannah will drink from this Kawthar, Hawd al-Kawthar. The Prophet ﷺ said that حتى يرد علي الحوض فانظروا كيف تخلفوني فيهما. So we'll see then how you treat them after me, that how you treat the book that Allah has given you as a book of guidance, which is Quran, and how you treat my itrah, my family, my offsprings. How you deal with them, because they are not disconnected from each other. My family is the living example of the instructions given to you by the Quran al-Azim. And this hadith is reported by Imam al-Tirmidhi in As-Sunan Kitab al-Manaqib an Rasulillahi sallallahu alayhi wasallam fi Manaqib Ahl al-Bayt al-Nabi, hadith 3786 and 3788. And Imam Tirmidhi says this hadith is at the category of Hasan, and Imam Nasai also reports it in As-Sunan al-Kubra. Imam Ahmad ibn Hanbal also reports it several different places in Al-Musnad, and Imam Hakim reports it, Imam Abu Ya'la, and several different books of hadith reported. Another narration that comes from Jabir bin Abdullah radiyallahu anhu, قال سمعت رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم يقول, Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said, يا أيها الناس, O people, إني قد تركت فيكم ما إن أخذتم به لن تضلوا. I am leaving behind two things that if you pick them up, if you hold on to them, if you take guidance from them, you will never go astray. You will never be on the wrong path. What are they? كتاب الله وعترتي أهل بيتي, that Allah's book, which is Quran al-Hakim, and the second one is my Ahl al-Bayt. And this is also reported by Imam al-Tirmidhi. When Imam Tirmidhi says this is hadith is at the status of Hasan, and also Imam Tabrani reports it in Al-Mu'jam al-Awsat, and also in Mu'jam al-Kabir, and also Ibn Kathir reports it in Tafsir al-Quran al-Azim, volume 4, page 414. Similarly, there are many other narrations that talk about the importance of Ahl al-Bayt, and the love of the Ahlul Bayt and the companions had a very, very important thing. I mean, like, let me give you another narration. This is reported by Abdullah ibn Abbas radiallahu anhu, cousin of Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and he said, قال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم مثل أهل بيتي مثل سفينة نوح. That if you want to understand the importance of my Ahlul Bayt, Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, then it has the same significance and importance as the ship of the Nuh alayhi salam in the flood, because that was the only place where you would go and you will find a survival. That's the only way you can survive the flood, is that if you're on that ship. If you're not on that ship, then you can't survive. So that's how important my Ahlul Bayt is. مَنْ رَكِبَ فِيهَا نَجَى. Anybody who is riding that ship is successful. Anybody who's following the teachings of my Ahlul Bayt is successful. وَمَنْ تَخَلَّفَ عَنْهَا غَرِقًا. And anybody who is ignoring them, is not making them part of them, is basically the one who is equivalent to the people outside of the ship of Nuh alayhi salam. And this is reported by Imam al-Tabrani in Mu'jam al-Kabir, hadith 2388 and 2638, 2636, and in Al-Mu'jam al-Awsat, Imam Tabrani reports it in Al-Mu'jam al-Awsat, as well as in Mu'jam al-Saghir, and Imam Hakim in Al-Mustadrak. And also this same hadith comes from another companion, Abdullah ibn Zubayr radiallahu anhu. And who is Zubayr? Zubayr ibn al-Awam radiallahu anhu. He's also a cousin of Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. He's the son of the Prophet's aunt. So Abdullah ibn Zubayr is the son of Zubayr bin Awam. So they're both companions, the father and son. Abdullah ibn Zubayr is also the companion. His father Zubayr ibn Awam is also a companion of Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And Zubayr ibn al-Awam is the nephew of Khadija radiallahu anha. Subhanallah. So Zubayr's mother is aunt of the Prophet Muhammad, and Zubayr's father is the brother of Khadija radiallahu anha. Subhanallah. So he's connected with the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam in multiple ways. So Abdullah ibn Zubayr is son of Zubayr radiallahu anhu, and he says, مَنْ رَكِبَهَا سَلِمَ وَمَنْ تَرَكَهَا غَرِقًا. And in this narration, Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said that anybody who is on that ship is the one who is in the salama, who is at peace. And anybody who is not part of it, anybody who leaves my Ahlul Bayt, is indeed like those people who were drowned in the flood of the Noah. So this is how important the family of the Prophet ﷺ. And these narrations are reported in Musnad al-Bazzar, Hadith 3900, and in Musnad al-Firdaus by Imam al-Daylami, Hadith 916. So just to tell you how important it is, the Ahlul Bayt of the Prophet ﷺ. And I already told you what do we mean by Ahlul Bayt. And then comes another question, which I believe I will tackle it at a different times, about when people have questions about Sayyid in particular, and usually the lineage goes through the father, but when it comes to Imam Hassan and Imam Hussein radiallahu ta'ala anhuma, why is it that we say that their lineage comes from their mother, Fatima al-Zahra radiallahu anha, who is the daughter of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam? And yes, indeed, they are sons of Ali radiallahu anhu, but the descendants of Imam Hassan and Imam Hussein, they're called the descendants of Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And why do we say that, and what are the evidences for that? And Sayyid is basically a title which is usually used in the India, Pakistan, Bangladesh region, mostly Afghanistan, mostly that region, or Iran. In parts of Arabia, they're commonly known as Sharif, which is another title that is used, or in some other places we find a different title. In some places we know them by the title of Agha. Anyway, so different places have different titles, but for the descendants of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and why exactly the lineage of Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam has this special arrangement, and where in the books of hadith those narrations come, and what is the importance of the lineage of the Prophet ﷺ also on the Day of Judgment. Now, there's a special narration that talks about their importance, the descendants of the Prophet ﷺ on the Day of Judgment. So that's another thing that inshallah we will talk about next time. Again, I would love to hear from you if you're interested in knowing about all these details, because again, I'm ready to to present these to you. But sometimes what happens, I present information to you and you don't seem to be excited in learning about these things, and it makes me wonder why, because we are talking about the hadith and we're talking about learning about Islam, learning about hadith. It's the level of excitement I want to see in the ummah who wants to know the sayings of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. I mean, like, your excitement level should be way up here when you don't know. And I mean, if you ask me, I'm so eager to learn every day, and that's why I'm so eager to spread to you the knowledge. Anyway, we'll inshallah talk to you next time. Let me know in the comment section below. Till next time, assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.